So now we talk about the stock indexes. This is an example of the Toronto Stock Exchange. The TSX Composite is one example of a stock index. This is for 1 year. So as you can see, Toronto Stock Exchange 2019, September, October, it was stable. And then as we all know, coronavirus COVID hit in March of 2020. And then as you can see, stock market did go down significantly. If we can see the, like, for example, the price or the volume, the value, if it was 18,000, then your value went down to maybe 11,000. So it went down around 40%, significant drop. And then it started to go back up in April, May, June, July, August. So this is showing you overall the Toronto Stock Exchange. And so the value we calculate based on the change. So let's take an example, 16,800. Let's suppose 1 year ago it was 16,800 and today it's 16,300. So it we can say that it has gone down, but how much did it go down? So we have to see what is the difference between the two. Obviously 16,300 minus 16,800, that's a minus 300. Sorry, that's a minus a number that you will get there, right? So you're going to get a minus 500, right? And then the minus 500, when you divide that by 16,300 and you multiply it by 100, so that will give you minus 3.06%. So we're going to see the stock index fell by minus 3.06%. So the this gives you an idea about the overall change in the stock index is based on the points. What is the stock index at before and what it is now? So in the Canadian market, we have TSX Venture. This is for new companies. They are listed on the TSX Venture. So that is a stock index. That is a stock exchange. And after 1 year, the company, if they meet certain criteria, they can go to the TSX or the Toronto Stock Exchange. And the TSX Composite Index, which I'm showing you here in the chart, this is the TSX Composite Index, which we see on a daily basis. Usually all the companies which are listed, the larger, most of the companies, they are all listed on the TSX Composite Index. And then we have the TSX 60 Index, which is the 60 largest companies of Canada. They are in the TSX 60 Index. So it's very important to understand what is the definition of market capitalization of a stock. The market cap, the formula for that is equal to the number of shares of that company. Those are bought, we say they're outstanding. The number of shares which are bought by investors, which includes individuals like you and me, as well as it includes also large, huge corporations which buy the shares. That the number of shares they bought, that number multiplied by the market price. And so when you multiply those two together, you will get the market capitalization of the stock. So the more the shares are bought, the more the price is there. If it goes up, then the market cap of the company goes up. What is the definition of float? Float is the stock shares that are bought by the public, not by the company officers or the directors. So float is important to see. What is the public float? And then there are other indexes also worldwide. We have the S&P 500, which is in US, New York Stock Exchange Composite Index. We have other ones also, New York Stock Exchange Market Composite Index. This is for small cap companies. And then there's the NASDAQ Composite Index, which is about 3,000 stocks in the NASDAQ. And then there's a value line composite index. So there's many other different types of indexes which are used worldwide. Stock averages. So stock average is, as you know, if you want to do an average of some numbers, you just take the numbers. If you have 10 numbers, you add them all up and then you divide it by 10. So that will give you an average. So with a stock average, what we do is we just add up the price of the shares and then we divide it by a certain number and we get an average. So that's simply what they do with the stock average. So you add up it's the average of the current prices of a group of stocks. So the market cap has no impact on the stock average. As you remember the formula we said in the index, the market cap is equal to number of shares. So we saw here the number of shares bought or outstanding times the market price. So the number of shares bought has no impact on the stock average, right? We're only going to add up the prices of the stocks and then dividing it by the number of stocks. So it doesn't matter if the stock has a lot of people buying it or not in the stock average. So example, Dow Jones Industrial Average, DJIA, that is 30 largest US companies. It includes like McDonald's, Boeing, Microsoft, those large companies. Their stock prices, whatever it is, they add them up and then they get this figure here, and that may go up and down based on the market. And obviously same thing happened here. This is showing you the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Um, so it also went up, and then it was okay stable before Corona, and then when coronavirus hit, it went down and then increased also. So it has been affected also, but this is another way. Some people like to look at the average of the stock market. Others look at the stock indexes. So these are two different concepts, and that is the purpose to understand this. So hopefully you have a better idea about what are common shares, what are preferred shares, what are the different features of them. And in the next chapter, we're going to talk about the equity securities transactions. So how to buy, when you buy and sell shares, what happens, how to calculate the different benefits of buying and selling shares. So we are going to talk about those in the next chapter. Hopefully you enjoyed and understood this in a better way for chapter 8. Thank you.